Hello, and welcome to a Converged Technology Professionals training session. Today I'm going to go over a little bit about the conference and some of the managing options that are in there. So let's go ahead and get started. So I already have a meeting already in process here. So we're going to go ahead and access it as the organizer, and I'll show you what the different options are there that you could use. So in this situation here, if we were to kind of just minimize everything, if you have an active conference going on that you've set up, it'll usually show up in the events, or it'll already be preloaded down here in your active call there. So if I go ahead and click on that, we'll see that the meeting is already in session. Now from here, some of the different options that you'll have in place is you could hang up, because right now I called into the conference system already. We have an option to the left where you could share your screen. This is going to be more for presentation purposes, any troubleshooting that you want to show to the individuals, or anything of that sort there. And then you also have this hold option. It just basically puts your phone on hold or puts the conference on pause there. In addition to this here, this first to mute option is to mute your phone, to mute any chatting that you have over on your side here. The next one here is to mute everyone. Now this option is in case there's a lot of backfeed going on, or you don't want anybody to disturb your presentation. The record option on here allows you to record the conference. Now depending on your current setup and how the administrator has set up your system, you may or may not have the ability to have a recording in place. The next one here is to raise your hand. This is just more of a notifier if you have more than a handful of individuals and you ask a question. This is another way of seeing who has the first question on there. Everybody else that's in the meeting will also have this option on hand where they could press that raise hand, and as the organizer you could see who raised their hand first. Next to that is going to be the add participant. So this will allow you to bring in more individuals here. So if I was to press this, I could actually type in someone's name and add them into the conference there. Now this next option right here is the lock option. This prevents or allows people to join your conference. Right now I just locked it here, but if I hit the unlock button, which is the default here, it's going to be defaulted to unlock. Everybody can hop into this conference as need be, but if you have all the appropriate people and you don't want anybody else to jump in, you can go ahead and just hit that lock button, and now no one else could join in the call, whether they call in or access the link. In addition to this here, the final one here is this info button. So if I press this info button, it'll give you the details about this conference call. It'll show the call-in information, participant code, all of those details. And then last but not least here, and this is going to be another option that may or may not be available to you depending on your administration setup, is this message system right here. So all of the users, depending on, of course, the configurations, will have the ability to type in messages into the conference system. So if somebody may have a question but they don't want to speak out, or you have everything on mute and you just want them to type in the questions and you'll address them at the end of the conference or during the conference or whichever, they could type in their questions here. You could even respond to them in here while you're doing your presentation or anytime during the conference. At any point in time you want to close out the conference, you could obviously hang up from here, and it'll also give you an option to close out the whole conference altogether. But if you bring your cursor down to your meeting, you'll see that there's an X right on there, and if you click on that X, it will close out the meeting for you, or present some options to close out that meeting there. So you could leave it, and that'll still keep the conference up and running in case there's other individuals that need to still use that conference space, or you could leave it and close it out, which will kick everybody out from the web portion as well as those that have called into the system. All right, and that should do it there. Thank you very much.